What's going on, CIREIA members? Thank you for watching this quick promo. This is Brett Snodgrass with the Simple Wholesaling team, and I have brought you guys a few of the main players in wholesaling in Indianapolis. I'm so excited to just give some quick questions to them. First of all, we got Amy Lawrence from New Paradox, and they are absolutely killing it.
Hey guys.
She's awesome. So you're going to be able to get to know her, and this is all going to be happening. The reason why we're doing this promo is we're doing a wholesaling panel on January the 4th with CIREIA at the Broadmoor Country Club. So make sure you get there. So first we got Amy Lawrence from New Paradox. We got Aline Perez Majul, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. From Indy Investments, and they're doing an amazing job. And I see their deals all the time. They're out there, crushing it. And then we got Jaron Barnes from the very own Simple Wholesaling team, and he's awesome guy, and he's going to be talking a lot about. And then we have Sean Holsapple from Hoosier Housing Solutions, and he wasn't able to make it with us, but we're just going to take a few minutes. So I'm just going to kind of knock this off with you, Amy. Just kind of give a reason why you guys are so successful at New Paradox, and what's like a simple thing that separates you and your company from just a new wholesaler out there just trying to get by. What's a couple of simple tips that you might be teaching on January 4th?
Okay, cool. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited about the panel and being part of CIREIA. I always learn so much at every meetup that I go to. And I've gotten to know you guys over the last year. I started February of this year working for Will Hull. He's a wholesaler here in town, and we just merged with another company. So now our new name is New Paradox. It's exciting. We're trying to go to other markets as well. But Indy's obviously our main bread and butter market right now. So for me, I didn't even know about wholesaling probably a year ago, so I learned a lot. Last year I came to the wholesaling panel where Brett, you were on the panel, I believe. Sean Holsapple, Will was on the panel, and I learned a ton that night. It was my first day on the job. So I'm hoping to kind of share some of my experiences in January about what I've learned this year, how it's such a niche market. I mean, you could do wholesaling with no money. If you drive by houses, we'll give some tips on stuff like that. Or you can spend a lot of money, and a lot of people start out with not spending a lot of money, and we spend a lot of money on direct mail. We spend about $35,000 a month right now on direct marketing. So
How much was that again?
35,000. And that's between Indy and Fort Wayne. And I think that's where we're a little bit different than some of the other wholesalers out there. We have a team to support that. We have 3 acquisitions managers in Indianapolis and 1 in Fort Wayne, so we've got boots on the ground there. I think that sets us apart, gets us a lot of off-market deals, and we can justify that because we have the team, to support that. So just kind of giving some of those tips when we're together in January. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. That's amazing. You guys have grown so much, and I love Will, love Dustin. Your whole team is just amazing. So thanks for sharing.
We get to work with you guys. It's fun. We can do deals together with other wholesalers too, which is great.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So let's go with you, Aline. How long have you been wholesaling and with your company, Indy Investments? And I want to kind of dive in. If you can give a little just kind of sample on, you guys have signed a lot of contracts. So we bought a few properties from you, and you guys are doing some big things, you and Bob, and talk to us about that. What is kind of an assignment of contracts, and how have you guys just been able to be so successful this past year?
Yeah, for sure. So I started maybe about a year and a half to 2 years ago. So I started wholesaling about that time. And then this year I joined forces with Bob, who was also wholesaling here in Indy. We combined, and now we are running Indy Investments together. I do more of the forward facing. I do more of the interactions with sellers. That's more of my piece, the acquisition side. And Bob handles a lot of the disposition sides on the back end once we're selling to investors. So assignment of contract, I guess, essentially is wholesaling involves finding properties at discounts that you're going to be able to sell to an investor for a little bit more money, and of course make a spread in between. And so the idea is to put properties under contract And what you're doing essentially is you're flipping that contract. You're not necessarily flipping the property. Brett, I know your business is a little different. You actually, take the properties down yourself and then you sell them on the back end. But when you're assigning, essentially what occurs is, again, you put the property under contract with the original seller and you flip that contract to an investor. And with our business, a lot of what we do is we assign contracts. So that basically means that you bring in another piece of documentation that says that you will be selling the original contract with the seller to this end buyer for a certain fee. And that assignment of contract allows you to be able to then transfer that original purchase agreement with the initial seller to that end buyer.
Awesome. Sounds good. That sounds good. We're going to be talking so much about this, guys. So if you're new to wholesaling, you're going to be learning some of the nuts and bolts of wholesaling. But if you've done a few deals, and you're looking to scale your business, this is what, Amy was talking about, spending $35,000 a month in their company. But I guarantee that they did not start out there. They started out with probably $500, and then they've scaled it to that. So let's go to my man, Jaron. And Jaron with the Simple Wholesaling team. Hey, so Jaron, you work with a lot of cash buyers, and then we do things a little bit differently than the assignment of contracts. So can you talk about that a little bit? And then why is it important to build relationships with cash buyers, to constantly market to cash buyers? Because a lot of times wholesalers, they end up finding the deals, but then they don't really spend much time on figuring out who to sell it to. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so what we do at Simple Wholesaling, is we fully purchase the properties because it gives us more control of the property. So on your first part of your question, that's primarily the reason why we like to be able to have video walkthroughs and really good pictures and presentations, and have feasibility to just let our buyers go into our properties very, very easily. So that's why we primarily do that. In terms of managing buyers and buyer relationships, it's really pivotal because, frankly, it's really easy to get bottlenecked with a bunch of properties that you can't sell as a wholesaler. And I would say it's almost better to have your buyers in place before you even go get the property or go get the deal, because if you have an in buyer, whether you're assigning or you're doing what we like to call the simple close or whatever, or your double closing, if you can reverse engineer their criteria, you have a guaranteed buyer in place, which will make the transaction a no-brainer. You're like, okay, I know he'll buy for X, so I need to buy for Y. And that was backwards on my alphabetical stuff, but yeah, so it just makes things a lot simpler. I think repeat buyers are key. I think for our business this last year, we've probably sold over probably at least 40% of our property to like one or two people. And having those key buyers in place and servicing them well and making sure they're happy is a key aspect to this business.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome, guys. Hey, thank you. Just real quick, if you could just take, 20, 30 seconds. I'll go around the horn here. I'll start with Jaron. What separates the successful wholesale companies from the people that are just trying to get by? Maybe they've done one deal, but they just can't get it going. What's just one nugget? You don't have to go through a bunch, but just one thing that you can just give some advice to new people out there.
Yeah, I just think you need to just care about people. I mean, just keep it real simple. This is a people's business. It's not a real estate business. And as long as you take care of your people, sellers and buyers, you're going to do fine.
Awesome. Align, same question. What separates you guys from, when you just got into this business 2 years ago, now you guys are doing some amazing things. How'd you get to what separates you from the person that can't get it done?
I think for as far as people that are quite successful in the business, I think, for example, three things are pretty key. One, being organized is definitely important and vital. So making sure you find a way to keep track of things. For example, a CRM system is key to your business. Another thing is consistency, and this mainly applies to marketing. You always want to be consistent with your marketing. Even if you do a deal here and there, you don't want to get excited about that and then stop your marketing. Or if you're working on a current deal, do not stop your marketing flow. So that's also very key. And then lastly, I think also very important, and you hear this all the time, is follow-up. Once you have these things implemented, and you have your consistency in your organization put in place. Once you're getting leads, you always want to keep following leads and staying on top of things. And again, all these three things I think feed into each other, and are some of the key things that make you successful.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you. Amy, same question.
Line took all of mine. No. I think for sure follow-up is huge, you know, and having a system in place. So being organized and following up with people on both ends, you know, and taking care of them, like Jaron said, even after the deal is done, following up with them, you know, even a week or a month later and say, hey, you know, thanks again for your purchase. How's it going? You know, if they're flipping it, like how did that flip turn out for you? Or how's it going at this stage, you know? Or did you get that rented out? You know, stuff like that. Just to kind of keep that relationship open and know that you care, you know, you care how they did, and you want repeat customers for sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, taking time out of your busy schedules. And again, you guys are watching this January 4th in CIREIA, the wholesaling panel at the Broadmoor Country Club in Indianapolis. You guys need to be there. So check us out. Thank you, Amy, Alana, and Jaron, so much. Thank you, Sean. We'll see you there as well. And I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Brad.
Brad. Thanks for having us.
See ya.